turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me when outside. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking East, pray alive. So on my soul, lost the cup on the right. I gotta stay alive, keep my gun in my arm. Yeah. I see niggas and they feelings all filled. Keep that Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with it. Me at the end, I gotta stay patient. They cold shit. I ain't come with goons, but I'm well connected. Walk in the room, it's pop, 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 like you got rejected. Let me see if you qualify or not. Spinning up in a tinted truck, riding around your block. Busy man. I get a word, he ain't shit from top to bottom like a motherfucking ceiling fan. Hopping out the rental van, on my way to LAX. Brothers out in Cali and they killers out of every set. But I ain't crippin' on no blood. One West, all my niggas got it out the mud. Put your face on a t-shirt, memory of niggas acting tough in them songs, that's the drugs. I don't need no cases, all my pistols clean. So now I weigh my options. Used to use the triple beam. Used to get nicotine. Devils take the state and put on for my team.
The fuck wrong with them? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get them. I see niggas and they feelings all fill them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with me. At the end, I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay patient. You want it? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm Wild West, go to war with everybody. Cut the grass for the snake, fuck the gossip. Front line with them soldiers, that's my posture. Gun drawn, trying to curse an imposter. She get out the pocket, go to war with everybody, yeah. Send that hate making to the featherweight. Niggas claim they hard, but they sweeter than a Debbie cake. Hold on, think it's time to introduce. I'm a man and a beast and a step and a rope. Hold on, and a G and a soldier and a mover. Hold on, and a killer and a prophet and a shooter, nigga. Trying to stay humble, my shit crazy. Cult leader, need the blue stripes, no brick baby. Can't be serious, you a funny boy, young fly. Look wrong, must be a dummy, I ain't gun shy. Fuck that little bitch, she a hook. Nigga swear he the go, bring him to the bush. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. Niggas in they feelings, I don't feel them. Kid the Glocky with me, it was like a ball with him. Be at the end, gotta stay. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay thankful. You one of them? What's the problem? I'm Wild West, go to war with everybody.
I'm from Philly, you get hot, you catch a cold case. I'm one West, these brothers trying to set my soul straight. They done turned me to a prophet from a demon, and I'm locked in this shit, and I ain't leaving. Never ski mask, transform to war mode like I'm trying to stamp on my head and my chest from the most high. Put something tighter, got my niggas waiting charged up like they gon' die.
Red letter, drip clean, it looks so fly. Claim he riding, that's why I left his ass roadside. He gon' die, skyscraper to a nosedive. 9mm plus P, fuck a 4-5. The fuck wrong with him? Ain't on my level, I should let my dog get him. I see niggas and they feelings all fill them. Keep the Glockin' with me, it was like a ball with me. I gotta stay patient. They hate me, Lord, I gotta stay dangerous. You one of them? Yeah. What's the problem? I'm Wild West, go to war with everybody.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.
Okay.
If you're looking for me, you can find me with a real step. We be outside getting active like it's field day. They say I'm the best. That ain't really what my bill said. I'ma keep turning up on rappers till it kills me. When I'm dead and gone, play this song at my funeral. That'll make it beautiful. Gonna bring the shooters through. 144, top 3 in REI come. Coming with that 88 Maverick, that's my top gun. Flyer than the pilot, you be quiet when your ops come. Then you talking loud, getting proud when the cops come. Homie, I will not run. I ain't got the stamina. I just zoom in, scope lens like a camera. Pop that. I ain't talking bottles, talking hollows, pistol compact. Boots, gloves, goggles, and we ready for that combat. Make you hit the floor like you searching for your contact. I'm you rappers' fathers, and I wonder where your mom at. You know what they all say, sprinkle them with hate. Now I'm feeling like I'm sorbet. Fake leather seats, it ain't butter, but it's parquet. Watching them bees smoke the nets at the Barclay. Hey. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hit them niggas from the streets. Them niggas from the streets. I'm praying all the time facing east. Still grabbing 9 when it's beef. That 9 when it's beef. I never close my eyes when I sleep. I never close my eyes when I sleep. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hit them niggas from the streets. Them niggas from the streets. The niggas from the streets. Grip that 9 and get the swinging like I'm Tiger. When we're in your city, alarms ringing like a timer. Check the stash box, got a Glock in the Bible. Still keep $1,000 attachment on the rifle. They don't want me back up on my raw shit. I just wanna rap and let me ball shit. Only time I lack it. When there's get back, it's gonna cost him. I forgot the shorty bend it like contortion. Fringes on my denim and some forces. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hit them niggas from the streets. I'm praying all the time, facing east. Still grab the 9 when it's beef. I never close my eyes when I sleep. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hit them niggas from the streets.
I don't give what them together. I'm a woman with till they put me in the grave. I don't give a love about what them niggas gotta say. I'm a woman with a nigga till they put me in the grave. I don't care about what they say. Hey. Fuck with my Akima, fuck with my sisters, then I got a problem, I'm never gonna miss you. I got 100 hanging out the AR, I got a 50 hanging out the pistol. He say it's corner, I'm just being realistic. I be on them corner posted with the realest. If it's the Sabbath, then we going fishing. I'm really no man, that's a God-given mission. I'm really on 10, but I'm stamped in the pistol. I get the order, be glad at this mission. Hebrew Academy graduate, training through the baddest and I fuck with number the baddest a bitch. He righteous a bitch, she glad to be with me. Had that thing Putin like that, man. Niggas, she know I'm a prophet, she gotta be listening. Disrespect, I ain't having that shit till I go make some business from scratch. She bitchin' the different breed of black men. We don't do the bad thing. I remember back when I was really trapping, trying to get the racks in, selling dope to black men. But now I'm trying to make it straight. Like, forget about my face. We standing up straight, can't fold us. Too heavy, the world won't hold us. The bitch was a rank, I told you. Line up in these ranks, we sold you. You can take that to the bank, we focus on. How many times must we remind you? One body, one rest. Some I will never take up as a place. When the law with you ain't no up next. It's just us, nigga, that's that on that. All that weak shit, that ain't no threat. Say you won't be bitch, with that ain't no sweat. We with all that. The Lord called a nigga out the world. I responded and called back. Oh Lord. And everything that they stole from us, fuck that shit. We want all that. Them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they talking, they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. That's why we unaffiliated with them. I cannot fuck around with fake niggas. We taking ground when we in your city. You better have the women, have the liquor. Keep that bitch on me, please don't but the same. Don't be a fool and be another victim. Say you a goon, you just another Christian. How you my brother, you ain't in the with me. In the gutter, deep down in the trenches. We with them niggas locked up in the prison. Fucking Hispanic, Native American, Indian. We ain't just talking shit, but we living in it. We be everywhere, you can't miss it. And we be precious hell, take a picture. And we professional with the scriptures. Play, we gon' script them, yeah, we some killers. These niggas tripping, they mind blown. Swear business, forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't need it pause when niggas say that they be looking for niggas to slide on. The slide that I know about is when I send with the Glock with the slide on. Real, I get the order, you know that it's slaughter. See me and my niggas gon' die. The bigger the better for kingdom of heaven. You niggas get wet up by niggas, I'm fed up. I rep UPK. My niggas won't let up. Got choppers, got 9s, AKs, Berettas. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like bitch or whatever. You say you don't like me, you say you won't fight with me and my nigga like them niggas snitching and they act like bitches. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They killing women and they fuck with sisters. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Come on the command and general, your honor, we unaffiliated with them. Like they talking, they say they keep that shit 100, we unaffiliated with them. They telling lies, switching up the doctrine. That's why we unaffiliated with them. They ain't gon' ride until they die, so that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. See, they always ask us like, why y'all don't fuck with such and such? Why y'all won't come together with such and such? I be like, we unaffiliated with them. Understand me? Like, niggas be out here on some weirdo shit. And to be honest, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Hey, that's why we unaffiliated with them. Yeah. Oh.
Save lives. Donate plasma today. CSL Plasma. Do the amazing.
I ain't finna tell you how I got away with this shit.
If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a sick from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I ain't regular out. You's a regular out. Took that bitch back. And she done fed you out. Look how you living out. You look scary out. Can't fuck that bitch right. Cause she be getting nailed out. You won't forgive her, ain't it? You wanna love her, don't you? Just know that love ain't for you. It's for the world, homie. I got some real homies. We don't pretend, homie. SUPK, One West, we kicking field goals. Let that bitch lead, ho. She got them D's, though. With a little steak and ass pussy, she be going beast mode. She HIV, ho. You dirty ass skeet, ho. Don't get that shit up out your chest, bitch. Say what you gonna do now, what you gonna say now, what you gonna do to me? It is UPK, I'm shot too deep, it's better Google me. I put these girls all in my training camp like I relieve. I say what I do and I do what I say, bitch, what the fuck you mean? If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I get paper, bro. Got my standards up. You a munchkin out. Catch your knees out. Check my favorite out. I'm a player out. These niggas top block. Take your lead out. You shouldn't be worried about these broke ass bitches. And don't compare yourself to simp ass niggas. Had to shine a lot of these desperate ass women. Cause they be tripping hard, acting like they different. But a bit be basic, bit be horn and bit be naked. Faking, stankin', the shame is dirty, mouth bit be faking. I don't get too fucks about you, I wouldn't have put no baby in. Bit be saying they got that paper, look, they let me itch. Done caught the penalty, hit my energy, got me feeling me. Ice hitting on these diamond teeth, that's into me. And I'm getting right and I'm stacking up and I'm getting to it. And these niggas hate but they can't test cause I'm bulletproof. If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a piece, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. No, I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. Let her goddamn love them AIDS damn dick, she love, nigga. Ain't no taking nothing back. Cause I ain't regular out.
Seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. Hey, play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. Tell me we don't live in hell. My brother doing 55 in that cell. Nigga claiming he your round here spin shell. Same nigga you put on to hit the stand and tell. How the fuck you turn your back on a nigga that love you? Treat your kids like my kids, treat you like a brother. I told my dog, let's leave the streets to serve the most high. He said, fuck that shit, he trying to sell another pie. His daddy killed him, put him in the trunk, set him on fire. His wife was pregnant, he ain't never get to see his child. Had me thinking to myself, what happened if I die? Look my babies in the eyes, I gotta stay alive. I put my ego on the shelf and my pride to the side. I'm with some niggas who gon' step and got God on their side. Got in the ISUPK, they keep asking me why. As I do the work of the Lord, I gotta stay alive. Face the east, pray alive. I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
You ever pump a pack with a snake by your side? Yes, I see a man reach out to God before he died. Yes, I did. I know the Lord forgive us for these sins, but I'm starting to think the kingdom of heaven is for these kids. I told my daughter's one man in your bed, I won't stand for left. For my son, I hit your head on that fragile legs. I lost some niggas to that dope, I lost niggas to the feds. Remember Jono tried to stick me for that cheese on that bread, yeah, I was thugging with Lucky and that nigga left me for dead. Endure to the end, cause I listened to what was said. Mother told me she loved me when she was sick up in the bed. I was running them streets, but the truth made me a man. Shit, I don't really speak cause she'll never understand. That's why I ain't even tell her about these voices in my head. I'm still trying to manage my anger like Uncle Craig.
I seen heaven turn to hell, I gotta stay alive. Lord have mercy on my soul, stand by my side. I killed the old man and I watched him die. Lost a couple niggas, guess he wasn't my round. They play my niggas, lay you down, they all down the ride. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. Keep my gun in my arm, I gotta stay alive.
Everyone west, everyone west, everyone west, everyone west, everyone west.
Okay.
If you're looking for me, you can find me with a real stick. We be outside getting active like it's field day. They say I'm the best, that ain't really what my bills say. I'ma keep turning up on rappers till it kills me. When I'm dead and gone, play this song at my funeral. That'll make it beautiful. Gonna bring the shooters through. 144, top 3 in REI come. Coming with that 88 Maverick, that's my top gun. Flyer than the pilot, you be quiet when your ops come. Then you talking loud, getting proud when the cops come. Homie, I will not run. I ain't got the stamina. I just zoom in, scope lens like a camera. Pop that. I ain't talking bottles, talking hollows, pistol compact. Boots, gloves, goggles, and we ready for that combat. Make you hit the floor like you searching for your contact. I'm you rappers' fathers, and I wonder where your mom at. You know what they all say, sprinkle them with hate. Now I'm feeling like I'm sorbet. Fake leather seats, it ain't butter, but it's parquet. Watching them beats smoke the nets at the Barclay. Hey. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hit them niggas from the streets. Them niggas from the streets. I'm praying all the time, facing east. Still grab the 9 when it's beef. That 9 when it's beef. I never close my eyes when I sleep. I never close my eyes when I sleep. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hit them niggas from the streets. Them niggas from the streets. The niggas from the streets. Grip that 9 and get the swinging like I'm Tiger. When we in your city, alarms ringing like a timer. Check the stash box, got a Glock in the Bible. Still keep $1,000 attachment on the rifle. They don't want me back up on my raw shit. I just wanna rap and let me ball shit. Only time I lack is in a coffin. When this get back is gonna cost him. I forgot the feeling what a loss is. Ain't no white Jesus on no crosses. Some you make me nauseous. Get a shorty bender like contortion. Fringes on my denim and some forces. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hear them niggas from the streets. Them niggas from the streets. I'm praying all the time, facing east. Still grab the 9 when it's beef. I never close my eyes when I sleep. I never close my eyes when I sleep. We ain't got no time for no peace. They wanna hear them niggas from the streets.
Salakia. Salakia Tawada for y'all patience. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah Barak a thumb to the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Adel Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah to the sisters. This is the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under the leadership of Commander General Yohanan. Salakia. All right, let's get out of here and rock by Yahweh Yahweh Shah for this truth. Get out of here right there, understanding that this is the ISUPK. Again, the ISUPK, the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under the leadership of Commander General Yohanan. You know what I'm saying? Start off with Abba Bivens. Abba Bivens, you know what I'm saying? The Most High God revealed to Abba Bivens, you know what I'm saying? Who these records in these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, are pertaining to. Who these records in the scriptures, who these children, who these people are today. You know what I'm saying? Because nothing changed. If you truly believe in these scriptures, then you got to know, you got to always question yourself, who are these children in these scriptures today? And you also, when you ask yourself that, who are these children, who is our Israel in these scriptures today, then you also got to ask yourself, who are the other nations in these scriptures today? If you truly believe in these scriptures, if you truly believe in the Bible, if you truly believe in God. You understand? So again, it's the ISUPK, start Abba Bivens, Most High God revealed to Abba Bivens who these records are pertaining to. You know what I'm saying? So he raised up the 7 heads. You know what I'm saying? They was radical about this truth on the highways and byways as well. And they raised the Commander General Yohanan. You know what I'm saying? Who are the rightful leader of, you know what I'm saying, of the troops today of the ISUPK. You understand? You know what I'm saying? Again, you know what I'm saying? Barak Yahweh Yahweh Shah for all the men above us. You know what I'm saying? Because it takes a certain spirit, you know what I'm saying, to follow Christ. It takes a certain spirit to live up to these records and these scriptures that is written. You know what I'm saying? Scripture said, be, you know what I'm saying, be of courage. Told Joshua to be of courage. You understand? This is the law class, which is truly, truly important because the world tells us that the law is done away with. You know what I'm saying? It tells us that the law of the Bible is done away with, but it also tells us to keep the laws of the world. If you truly believe in the Bible, then the laws of the scriptures are always going to be above the laws of the world. Because listen, these laws of the scriptures are only pertaining to the children of Israel. And the people don't really understand when you talk about the children of Israel because they don't understand that before there was land after Israel, there was a man named Israel. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get into that today because the topic today is, who is Israel before there was an Israel? Who is Israel before there was a land Israel? Who is Israel the man? You understand? And when you go into the scripture, the records that who is Israel, you know what I'm saying, then you'll learn who are the children of Israel. You won't put everybody in the world under the umbrella of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because then you'll understand, you know what I'm saying, the inheritance and who will inherit the earth. You understand? So on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, you know what I'm saying, y'all got any questions, go ahead and pop it in as well. You know what I'm saying? But this is definitely class, you understand? We're gonna get into some scriptures. We'll get to some scriptures, you know what I'm saying, to understand that, all right, boom. The Most High God made a promise to Abraham. You know what I'm saying, to Abraham. about our covenant with Abraham. You understand? And his children, his son, and his seed. You understand? And that's why we got to truly go into these records. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna start from the beginning, because you know what I'm saying, it's kind of like I'm starting from the beginning, but I'm starting from the beginning of the genealogy and the records and the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Which you'll learn, you know what I'm saying, in these records that Jacob is Israel. Jacob's name was changed to Israel. You understand, which is Prince of the Power. So we're going to bring that out in the scripture. We're going to start this thing off right now in Genesis chapter 21. I'm going to share it on my screen for YouTube. Because I realized that the Most High God made a promise to Abraham. And you know what I'm saying? Had a covenant with Abraham, had an agreement with Abraham, not with the whole world. You understand? And he told Abraham something that's truly important. I'm going to start from we're in the book of Genesis. You understand? Chapter 21, verse 12. The Most High God told Abraham to go, you know what I'm saying, to go on the other side, leave his family. You know what I'm saying? The Most High God told Abraham to do a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Even to give up his own child, to prove that he was worthy. To prove that he was worthy to be chosen by the Most High God to you know what I'm saying, choose his seeds, choose his children, choose his, you know what I'm saying, his offspring, to build a nation with. Because before that, you know what I'm saying, the Most High God he had men of God. But now you got to realize when he told Abraham that he was going to make his children, you know what I'm saying, a priesthood, you know what I'm saying, a royalty, a royal priesthood, you understand, of a nation of kings. You understand? We're going to go into this real quick. We're in the book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 12. I'm going to give you a second to get it. If you got any questions, go ahead and pop it in. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook. All right. Let me read this for y'all real quick. Again, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 12. Before I even get into this, remember the Most High God promised Abraham a son and Sarah a son. Time went on. You know what I'm saying? They got old. They lost faith in the promise that the Most High God made to them. So they took it into their own hands. Took it into their own hands, and Sarah made Abraham go sleep with the bondwoman, her servant. You know what I'm saying? Her maid, pretty much. And they had a child, a son named Ishmael. But you would think that the world, you know what I'm saying, always say, yeah, the firstborn, they would think that, yeah, that's the firstborn, and he shall inherit the promises that the Most High God promised to Abraham. But the scriptures let us know specifically who will inherit, you know what I'm saying, the kingdom, who shall inherit the promises that the Most High God made with our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So again, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 21, verse 12. And God said unto Abraham, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman. You got to realize, because, like I just told you, the Most High God made a promise to Abraham and Sarah. They getting old. You know how it is, you know what I'm saying? You know how a black woman, it's how you know it's a black woman as well. You know how black women, what they say? What do they say when they start getting old? You know what I'm saying? That time is ticking to start a family. You know what I'm saying? But they were strict to, you know what I'm saying, put their career before family, put their career before baby, put their career before being fruitful and bringing in, you know what I'm saying, the priests and prophets of the Most High God. They was taught and trained to say, yo, put your career first, like Beyonce, like Halle Berry, like a lot of these black, like Taraji P. Henson. Like a lot of these sisters, you know what I'm saying, was trained to put their career before the people, their nation. You understand? So at this time, you know what I'm saying, Sarah, like, her time is ticking. Hey, yo, go sleep with her. You know what I'm saying? She's young. She's, you know what I'm saying, she's going to bring forth the baby. But no, that's not what, and at this time now, there was grievous. Like, hold on. Now Sarah having a child. Now she got her son. And she's like, yo, she tells Abraham, yo, send her and her child off. That's how you know she's a black woman too, because that's how it is. Let a brother get another rib. If the sister not, know what I'm saying, learned in these scriptures, you know what I'm saying, and firmly learned in the scriptures, she's going to be mad. She won't care about his other red children. She won't care about, you know what I'm saying, anything of another woman. She's like, yo, get rid of them. Get rid of them. This is why there's a lot of single homes right now. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, children that grew up without their father because the woman was selfish. The woman said, if you want me, you better choose me over everything else. And weak men do that. Weak men chooses women over the truth. Weak men chooses women over their children, over their, you know what I'm saying, over, you know what I'm saying, the scriptures, definitely. You have to learn, you know what I'm saying, that, and that's nothing new neither, that men fell weak to women. Samson, Solomon. A lot of our men fell weak to the lustful desires of women. Let me finish reading this real quick. So the Most High God is telling him, like, yo, let it not be grievous in thy sight because of the lad and because of thy bondwoman. And all that Sarah hath said unto thee, hearken unto her voice. For in Isaac, key word, for in Isaac shall thy seed be called. This is truly, truly important for us to understand that before they say, in Isaac shall thy seed be called, because that cuts and eliminates basically the rest of the world, of course. Everybody else, when they say, yo, we all come from Adam, we come from right here, strictly we have to start from what the scripture says. And he says to Abraham, thy seed, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. So now we know we got to start from there. All right, boom, Isaac. Yeah, we know he had his two sons, Jacob and Esau. You understand? So like this gets us right to where we want to go. You know what I'm saying? I got another scripture real quick because now we're going to go into, now we know in Isaac shall thy seed shall be called. You know what I'm saying? We're going to take this thing down to Genesis 32 real quick. Okay, y'all got any questions? Y'all know what it is. Pop it in there. Let's get it on. So we're gonna go into, you know what I'm saying, because even like if you're even familiar with what, you know what I'm saying, what when Joseph got sold to, you know what I'm saying, Ishmaelites, and sold into basically to captivity, to, you know what I'm saying, Egypt, pretty much, by his brothers, Judah, I know. They sold him into, you know what I'm saying, to Egypt in captivity, you understand? And during this time, you know what I'm saying, Joseph, he made a name for himself over there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to tell you a few stories about how he made a name for himself. He was able to interpret dreams. You know what I'm saying? But even after doing such things like that, the Pharaoh read, you know what I'm saying, tried to sleep with Joseph. And Joseph, like he is, he's a righteous man, knew the laws, to not only sleep with the heathen, but not to sleep with another man's rib. This is what Joseph didn't do when he even in a strange land. So it takes away when people be like, hold on. We can't keep the law. We're not in our land. Then Joseph kept it in the strange land as well. So again, we're going into that story. So now I'm saying Joseph, while he was in captivity, another thing, marvelous thing he did. It was a baker, and now I'm saying a baker and a butler. You understand? They both had dreams, and Joseph interpreted both of their dreams. You know what I'm saying? He told them, hey, yo, when you go back in there, you understand? Remember me and tell Pharaoh about me in here. But I forget if it was the baker or the butler. I forgot which one was sent back to live. One died and one lived. And he forgot, you know what I'm saying, he forgot to remind Pharaoh of Joseph. Time went on. Pharaoh had a dream. Nobody could interpret it. The baker, he like, oh, I remember. It's a Hebrew. Remember, at this time, right? He said it's a Hebrew. He didn't say it was an Israelite. He didn't say he didn't mention nothing about Israel at the time. Because remember, Hebrew, if you don't understand, come from Ebar as well. If you don't know what Ebar is, this is how the language Hebrew even came about. Ebar, you understand, he had two sons as well, Peleg and Joktan. Pay attention to Peleg. because from Peleg loins, you know what I'm saying, is when Abraham and them come out of Peleg loins as well. Abraham, Nahor, and I believe Tamar. You understand? This is how Lot came about as well. When Abraham got Lot, because I believe that was Nahor or Tamar's son. He died. You understand? So long. That's why this is a little history as well, just to know the bloodline to how we get to Israel before we even get our land. You understand? So right here, when Joseph was in the land, in strange land, they didn't call him Israelite. They was calling him Hebrew, or is a Hebrew. It's a Hebrew in prison. The Hebrews. You understand? So down the line, doing all that, you understand? Long story short, again, Joseph got favor. His brothers came about. You know what I'm saying? You got to read more about that. His brothers came about. He sent for his father, and he set them up right. Set them up right. You understand? But they still was in a strange land. They still was not in their land. And then another Pharaoh died. But long story short, we're going to get into the scriptures real quick. That was just a summary of how we get right here in Genesis 32. Genesis 32, chapter 32, verse 24. This is how we get here now. Because now Jacob is in his land. Again, this is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 24. And Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. If I'm going to start at 22, Shalakia. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 22. And it's about Jacob. Remember, was nobody talking about Israel at this time. There was no Israel yet. So don't let nobody include everybody else in the bloodline of who Israel is. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You understand? Now we getting to the point about Jacob. We already seen read, you know what I'm saying, about in Genesis 21 and 12, that, you know what I'm saying, in Isaac shall thy seed be called. You know what I'm saying? We know how Isaac's seed. We know about his seed. Now we know you have Jacob and Esau. You understand, the two brothers. If you go into Genesis 25 and go into that right there, you know what I'm saying, about having the two, you know what I'm saying, them having, now Jacob having his two sons. You understand? So that's a little breakdown on that. You know what I'm saying? Now time go on, Jacob, you know what I mean, he had to run off. You know what I'm saying? He had to run off because Esau was, you know what I'm saying, was pretty much hunting him down after, you know what I'm saying, Isaac died. After Isaac died, Esau was wanting to kill his brother, which was nothing different than how Cain did to Abel. You understand? So this is how Jacob ran off. Get with Laban. You know what I'm saying? He married, he get Rachel and Leah, you know what I'm saying, their handmaids, and he had sons. He had sons, and they grew up, you know what I'm saying? Now we passed all that. Now we get into, remember, there's no Israel mentioned yet. Now we get into where Israel come about right here. When the Most High God, remember, he made a promise that we read about to Abraham. You know what I'm saying? About his children, about these seeds, about, you know what I'm saying, inheritance, that what he's going to do to Abraham and his children, the covenant that he made with Abraham. So right here, we're going to be talking about now Jacob, you know what I'm saying, this land. We're going to read what happened in the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 22. And he rose up that night and took his two wives, and his two women servants, and his 11 sons. At this time, I believe Benjamin wasn't born yet. That's why it says 11 sons as well. Benjamin, matter of fact, Slakia, Benjamin was born, Slakia. And his 11 sons, and passed over the ford Jabbok. Verse 23, and he took them and sent them over the brook, and sent over that he had. Verse 24, and Jacob was left alone, and there wrestled a man with him until the breaking of the day. Verse 25, and when he saw that he prevailed not against him, he touched the hollow of his thigh, and the hollow of Jacob's thigh was out of joint. So the angel like, hold on, man, this dude is fighting and fighting and fighting. Broke his thigh pretty much as he wrestled with him. Verse 26, and he said, let me go, for the day breaketh. And he said, I will not let thee go, except thou bless me. So Jacob, he knew, like, hold on, whoever this is right here, he's not regular. He's not regular. He's not regular. You know what I'm saying? He fought him and fought him and fought him. Like, hold on, I'm not letting you go till you bless me. Bless you. You understand? This is what Jacob, and let's see what that blessing was. Verse 27. And he said unto him, what is thy name? And he said, Jacob. Verse 28, which is getting good. The book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob. Remember, the topic today is, who is the man Israel? You know what I'm saying? Who is Israel before there was an Israel? You understand? And he said, thy name shall be called no more Jacob, but Israel. He said, but Israel. This is beautiful. He said, but Israel, for as a prince has thy power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Now we start to see what Israel came about. For those that don't know, Yasha'Allah is how you say it. And guess what it means? It's right here. Guess what it means? I'll give you a little second to look, you know what I'm saying, guess what Israel means. Just stay in the context of the scriptures. I'll read it for you again before, you know what I'm saying, and give you another shot. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 32, verse 28. And he said, thy name shall be called no more Israel. No more Jacob. But Israel. For as a prince shall thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. I'm gonna give y'all a little, all right, 5 more seconds. So what do Israel means? I'll give y'all a hint. It's in the scripture. Yasha'Allah. I'll give it to y'all. Prince of the power. Yasha'Allah. Prince of the power. This is where Jacob got that name right here, Israel. This is where it came about. Before there was a land, before there was anything else. You understand? Jacob's name was turned to Israel, and that was a blessing. That was a blessing. So you got to realize this, right? The children of Israel is the children that partake in the blessing that was given as well to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. The promises, the covenant that we have, the promise that was made to Israel, which is a blessing, because Israel, remember, Jacob said, hold on, I'm not letting you go. I'm not letting you go until you bless me. And then the angel said, yo, what's your name? What's your name? You show yourself worthy. What's your name, man? He said, my name Jacob. You already knew already. You already knew that. Oh, I know this is the son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is the son of Abraham and Isaac. He said, yo, your name is no more Jacob. But now your name is Israel. For as a prince has thou power with God and with men, and has prevailed. Verse 29. And Jacob asked him and said, tell me, I pray thee, thy name. And he said, wherefore is it that thou doest ask after my name? And he blessed him there. Verse 30. And Jacob called the name of the place Peniel, for I have seen God face to face, and my life is preserved. I'm going to drop down to 35 real quick. Chapter 35. 35, and I start at 9 for y'all. I start at 9 for y'all. We just got real heavy real quick. You understand? We got real heavy. You know what I'm saying? Got real heavy to where, real specific. You know what I'm saying? We read Genesis 21 and 12. You know what I'm saying? The Most High God told Abraham and Sarah, don't be grievous of, pretty much Ishmael. You let them know that in thy seed shall be called in Isaac. So we followed that bloodline from Isaac through his sons, right? And now we went through, we understand, we already know what pretty much what happened, when Esau and Jacob was born in 2020, in Genesis 25 and 25. You understand? We know that Esau sold his birthright. You understand? For raw meat. This is why we call them Edom, Adawan in the Hebrew, which means red. You understand? This is why we call them Edomites, because they are red. They're not white beings. They are red people. Just look at them. They get red real fast. Every time. We know what they call themselves down south. They call themselves rednecks. So we're going through the history and the genealogy in the Bible and the scriptures, which also shows through the map, shows through, the records and history books. You understand that we are the children of Israel. And children of Israel doesn't mean you are the children of that land. We are the children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We just read, how Israel just came about. Our forefathers, you understand? Jacob wrestled an angel. And he was blessed with the name Israel, which means Prince of the Power. We just read that in Genesis 32. We're gonna get back, because it says it again. We're gonna read it in Genesis 35 as well, verse 9. It's the book of Genesis, chapter 35, verse 9. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram and blessed him. He blessed him. Remember, he got blessed. The name Israel was a blessing to us as a people, us as children. This is why we are the Israelites, Prince of the Power. We are children of the power. We are the children of God. Not the whole world. He chose his people. He chose his children. You understand? Matter of fact, I'm going to get that real quick too. I'm read it again. You still hold Genesis 35 and 9. I'm going to read in Deuteronomy 32 real quick. What the Most High God says about Jacob. I'm going to read the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 7. It says, remember the days of old. Consider the years of many generations. Ask thy father, and he will shew thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. It's letting us know that this is why we got to pass this truth down to our people. Teach our children this truth so they can always understand where we come from. The generation, they understand who we are connected to. You understand? And it's on us. He said, remember the days of old. They always talk about forget the old. No, remember the days of old. It's for our learning, like the scripture says. He said, ask thy father, and he will show thee. Thy elders, and they will tell thee. Ask us. We will tell you. Ask us, we will tell you that the people that living in the land of Israel now don't come from the bloodline of Israel. Don't let that go over your head. Don't let that go over your head at all. Because we just read how Jacob's name was turned to Israel. You understand? We had children. We had no land first. But when we got out of Egypt, we became a nation. We went to war. You see, when you get into Joshua, you'll see like, oh, we're going to take over land. Jericho, we're going to take over land. We built our nation. We built our nation and took over. Same way the other nations did. But we disconnected ourselves from the Most High God when we took land. We brought the other gods into our land. We destroyed our land and polluted our land to the point where our land needed a Sabbath. Our land needed rest because we destroyed our land so much. You understand? We brought so many idolatry and so many false gods into our land, we lost it. Now, as you keep going on, you're seeing 70 AD, we went into captivity too, to the Roman Empire. You understand? We fled into, you know what I'm saying, Africa. When it wasn't Africa. Africa wasn't even around. You don't see Africa in the scriptures because Africa came after our getting colonized as well. You got to know the history, you understand? And know that, yo, as time went on in captivity and colonized by our oppressors, they changed history. You understand? They whitewashed everything. Put their face on our truth. Took our record and say it's done. And they moved into our land and pretend to be the people of that land. But now I'm saying let me finish this real quick, right? Verse 8, we in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8. I'm just going into what the Most High God says about everybody else and what he said about the children of Israel. Verse 8, when the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. This is a little I'm saying we already this passed on. So when you hear this, now we know, oh, the children of Israel, not everybody, but we know what the children of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We know those the children that we talk about when he said number of the children of Israel. Now we also know about when Christ came and said he come for only the lost sheep of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Not the whole world, but the lost sheep of Israel. You understand? Verse 9, for the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. So this is why, you know what I'm saying, I'm going back to Genesis 35 and 9. Going back to Genesis 35 and 9. And God appeared unto Jacob again. This is before, you know what I'm saying? Remember the topic is, who is Israel before there was an Israel? Who is the man Israel first? You know what I'm saying? Then you'll understand the people of Israel, which is the children of Israel. You know what I'm saying? Like, for instance, I'm the house of Sabayah. You know what I'm saying? The children of Sabayah come from the loins of Sabayah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I'm an Israelite. Yes, I come from the tribe of Judah. But also, my children come from the loins of me. That's what they say. Their name, Ban Sabayah, Ban Yahawada, Ban Yasha'ala. You understand? That's what the bloodline would be. Again, it's the book of Genesis chapter 35, verse 9. And God appeared unto Jacob again when he came out of Padanaram and blessed him. Verse 10, and God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob. And just another sidebar, right? Who did the Most High God did this to before? Pay attention to that as well. He's doing the same thing to Jacob that he did to another man that Jacob come from. Remember, Abraham's name was Abram. I'm just giving y'all the answer real quick. Same thing with Sarah. Their name, they had a blessing, their name was changed. The Most High God changed their name. Same thing when we come into the truth, you understand? We become new. Our old man dies, and guess what happens? We get blessed with a new name. We get blessed with a name with no blemish. We get blessed with a name that comes in our language, connected to our culture. We get blessed in a name that connected to the Most High God, connected to Christ. Not the name of America, not the name of our oppressors, not the name of Massa, the plantation, Thomas, Johnsons, Jones, you know what I'm saying, Jacksons. Not those names, but we get our names. You understand? I'll read that again for y'all. This book of Genesis chapter 35, verse 10. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob. Now we get into where Israel came from. And who is Israel? Because we know about the children. We knew his sons before. We knew the names of his sons before Jacob got the name Israel. When Israel got that blessing, when Jacob got that blessing of Israel, his children became Israelites, which means children of Israel, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. This is what everyone knows. This is why we wear the shield. You know what I'm saying? The Magun Dawadah, which is the shield of David. It's a David name in Hebrew. You understand? Shout out to my Reb, you know what I'm saying, for that's here, you know what I'm saying, for graduating Hebrew Academy, class of 2025, Resurrection. You understand? She got, you know what I'm saying, she understood. You know what I'm saying? We get blessed with great Rebs that see the sacrifice in our, as well as the courage, man. The courage to, you know what I'm saying, face the world every day to put this truth out there. You understand? So yeah. Book of Genesis chapter 35, verse 10. And God said unto him, thy name is Jacob. Thy name shall not be called any more Jacob, but Israel. But Israel shall be thy name. And he called his name Israel. He called his name Israel, man. That is mighty. Because guess what? There was no land of Israel yet. So it goes into, even if it goes into those in that land now, they'll never say they come from the man Israel. The man Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They don't let go by the lineage of their father. They believe in the matrilineal. You know what I'm saying? The matrilineal. They believe that the birthright comes through their mother. The birthright comes through their mother. So they don't even acknowledge that they come from a man named Israel. You feel what I'm saying? They have no connection to the man named Israel. They just on stolen land. You understand? That's why they have no culture connected to the scriptures or to this truth. You understand? Verse 11. Let's see what the Most High God tells him. After he said, yo, I'm going to bless you. Your name is Israel. You know what I'm saying? Prince of the power. When the angel told Jacob his name was Israel, we just read in Genesis 32. You understand? Let's see what God says in verse 11. And God said unto him, I am God Almighty. He said, be fruitful and multiply. A nation and a company of nations shall be of thee. And kings shall come out of thy loins. This is before, you know what I'm saying, we have our land. This is before we get King David to rule for 40 years. It's before King Solomon. It's before the kings come out his loins. You understand? It's before the nation of Israel was, you know what I'm saying, even came about. But the Most High God just told Jacob, hey, yo, your name is Israel. And not only is your name is Israel, he said in verse 11, and God said unto him, I am God Almighty. Be fruitful and multiply. It goes into that the world, America does not operate in the spirit of Christ, nor the spirit of the Most High God, nor do they care about the laws of the Most High God, because God tells us to be fruitful and multiply, right? And they say this, abort your babies. They say, yo, woman rights, you can't kill or unalive your babies. But the Lord tells us, right, to be fruitful and multiply. That's how we build our nation. He said, yo, go have some babies. Because these babies going to become mighty. You understand? And they're going to rule. And kings going to come out his loins. This is what the Most High God told Jacob when he blessed him and changed his name to Israel. So when you ask the Amalek, right? When you ask these other nations that say they are Jews, right? say they come from Israel, they know they only talking about the land. But ask them about the forefathers of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Because then you'll ask a lot of the Ishmaelites, right? Which is the Arabics, right? The Arabics. And they will let you know about Ishmael. They will let you know that Ishmael exists, right? Which means what? Isaac exists, right? This means now we know how Israel came about. You understand? How it was created. I mean, if you look on the map, you'll see that it's right when you go through the Red Sea, you see it's right there. We took all that land. When we got out of Egypt, we didn't go into Israel. There was no Israel to walk into, like you see on the map right now. There wasn't. You understand? We took it because the Lord gave it to us. We got to realize that we are connected to the promise that was given to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are that children that shall inherit the earth and rule. When it says a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. Now we understand when they get to David and say, yo, out the loin. That's how we know Christ come out the loins of David as well. But this is the kings that come out the loins. We ain't going to be just regular nobodies. Mind you, at this time, where was Jacob when this was happening? Mind you, this is before Moses. This is before, you know what I'm saying, even us being so oppressed. And we was already, you know what I'm saying, grown in Egypt right now. But as in the oppression that we read about in Exodus, you understand? We realize, whoa, when Most High God made his promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and Abraham and Isaac, right? Now to Jacob, to Israel, and saying, yo, out of you, a nation and a company of nations shall be of thee, and kings shall come out of thy loins. At this time, right, Jacob is in in a strange land. They have a Pharaoh over them. They living in the land of somebody else. Verse 12, and the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, he said, and the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac to thee, I will give it. This is what was going to happen. This is how the land was coming about. Because listen, the Most High God told Abraham and Isaac, go, the land that I promise you, you feel me? I'm going to give it to your babies. And this is what we do this truth for, right? It's for our kids. It's for our babies. You know what I'm saying? It's for their babies. It's for generations, you understand? Sit right here, do this work for the generations, my babies to come in, my brother's babies and my sister's babies. You know what I'm saying? For the nation, the babies of our nation. You understand? So they can understand and remember the days of the old. Consider the days of the old and ask thy elders and ask, you know what I'm saying? And we would tell them. The scripture said, ask us. We would tell them in Deuteronomy 32. We would tell them, hey, yo, listen, we come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Listen, let me tell you what tribe we come from. You so-called Black Native American, come on, let's have this conversation real quick. You so-called Puerto Rican, hold on, you come from Ephraimite. Let's talk about this. You so-called Jamaican, hold on, let's come over here. You from the tribe of Benjamin. Let's talk about this. You think you're a Negro? You so-called Negro? Yeah, come on, you from the tribe of Judah. Let's talk about this. You from the same tribe as Christ. Let's talk about that. Hey, you so-called Haitian. You from the same tribe of Moses. Let's get into this right here. Let's learn your lineage. Let's learn what you're supposed to do. Let's learn about our God. Forget the so-called Easter. Listen, bro, I tell you how it's shot, man. Because guess what? The Pope died on Easter. The day that they say, yo, our King, we celebrate the so-called resurrection. People celebrate, they tricked and bewitched to celebrate Easter, thinking that it's the day to celebrate our King Christ, Yahweh Shah. But we go into the history and go into the records that, hold on, our people never knew why bunnies and eggs was even on the menu or on the whole celebration. And then we learn why. Throw that God away. When you see in the book of Kings, a lot of times when they say, yo, we destroyed the altars, we were destroying the altars and strongholds and breaking the altars. Why? because they had other idolatry over. They had other gods over. They were sacrificing to other gods. This is how we became not his people anymore. This is how we became, a lot of our people became Gentile, Hellenized Jews. This is how they became, you know what I'm saying, Hellenized Jews, because they just said, forget this, let's try this. Let's try Buddhism. Let's try, you know what I'm saying, whatever else. Let's bow down to the calf. Let's go bow down to the stone. Let's go do this and that. They did everything but this. They did everything but what the records told us to do. You know what I'm saying? So right here, man, we see like, oh, whoa. This is when Jacob get blessed to be Israel. This is when we become the children. Like right here, he says, in the book of Genesis chapter 35, verse 12. I'm going to read it again for you. It said, and the land which I gave Abraham, Isaac, right? This is that land that we say, yo, remember, Israel was his name first. There was no land at all. But the Lord just said, yo, the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac, to thee I will give you. I will give it. I will give it to you now. This is how we get Israel. This is how we get our land. This is how we get our land. You understand? This is how we got our land. This is powerful. To go to the records and be like, oh, and understand that when we got out of Egypt, we had nothing. We had nothing and we was a nobody. Pretty much. And we just did Passover, you understand? In Atlanta. We did a Feast of Unleavened Bread, you understand? To remember, when we got out of Egypt, we had nothing. When we got out of Egypt, we was a nobody. And we realized that, you know what I'm saying, that when we got out of Egypt, the Most High God gave us the land that he promised to Abraham and Isaac. Right here, he's saying to Jacob, to thee I will give it. And guess what else? Until thy seed after thee will I give the land. Oh, Shalaki online too. I didn't follow along real quick. On verse 12 though. I'll read that for y'all again. Verse 12. There's the book of Genesis chapter 35, verse 12. And the land which I gave Abraham and Isaac to thee, I will give it. And to thy seed after thee will I give the land. Verse 13. And God went up from him in the place where he talked with him. Verse 14. And Jacob set up a pillar in the place where he talked with him, even a pillar of stone. And he poured a drink offering thereon, and he poured oil thereon. Verse 15, and Jacob called the name of the place where God spake with him, Bethel. Now we're starting to see about these lands and these names that's not I'm saying coming about. I'm just going to go down. I'm just going to drop down just so you can see the change, right? The change from we wasn't here in Israel, right? So when you drop down, I'm going to drop down to 20. Genesis 35, verse 20. And Jacob set a pillar upon her grave. That is the pillar of Rachel's grave until this day. Now I'm saying, remember, this is a time where now they get old, they dying. You know what I'm saying? Verse 21. Let's see what happened. Let's see the change now. And Israel journeyed and spread his tent beyond the Tower of Edom. And it came to pass, verse 22, and it came to pass when Israel dwelt in that land that Reuben went and lay with Baal, his father's concubine. This goes into what Reuben did, you understand? But this is what goes into Israel. Now you're starting to see that the change. We went from just being Hebrews, they calling us Hebrews. They wasn't calling everybody Hebrew, but they was calling us Hebrews. It's when Jacob's name was changed to Israel and his seed became the Israelites. Prince of the power. This is where that nation was created. You understand? It was Israel first, the name first, from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers. And then the Most High God said, I'm giving you the land. I'm going to give you the land that I said I'm going to give to Abraham and Isaac. To you, I'm going to give it. And to your seed. You know what I'm saying? It's their land. We lost that land, my family. We lost that land. But the Lord said we will get our land back. We won't be, that's why we pray to the east, you understand, where our land is. We're not in our land. But we pray to the east. And those that's in our land right now, they know they don't belong there. They don't have no connection to that land, but what, about 50 years? Tops. So when they ask us about the war that's going over there, that's how we feel. You know what I'm saying? Neither one of them belong in our land. So go ahead and unalive it. Go ahead, do what y'all got to do for y'all to get out the way for us to get back to where we belong. You understand? Before I go, now I'm saying I got a couple more scriptures though. I'm gonna say this: how you know they're not our people. They're not. Now I'm saying who they saying they are today is not true according to these scriptures. We'll go to Revelations 2 and 9 real quick. The book of Revelation, chapter 2 and 9. But the Most High God is telling. This is what Christ. Remember these red letters. This was Christ is telling. To now I'm saying to John the Revelator about the 7 churches. You understand? And he says this, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty. The Most High God is telling that, yo, I know, I see y'all got to work three, now I'm saying jobs, graveyard shift and all that to pay the rent. I see that now I'm saying they unaliving, they beating our people to death in these prisons. You know what I'm saying? I see that they unaliving and molesting our people. You know what I'm saying? Destroying our people. He said, yo, I see the tribulations, man. I see it. And I see the poverty that y'all living on top of each other. I see the food deserts in your community where y'all got to eat junk food all day because no food. And yo, I see the water conditions. I see the water conditions. Right here, I'm in Syracuse, man. And the water conditions is horrible. The city is worse than Flint, man. It's led on through the waters everywhere. Why? Because they don't care about our communities. Guess what, though? Up the hill at SU, Syracuse University College, they got better. I bet they got good water. They got better water than down the hill in the PH, in the projects over there, where they're making our people move. Right now, as we speak. You understand? He said, yo, I see thy tribulation, I see thy poverty. But let's see what he said. But thou art rich. You know how we rich? Because we connected to what I just said. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We just read, and I'm saying the book of Genesis 35. You understand in 12. When the Most High God gave Israel, Jacob, the land that he promised to Abraham and Isaac. And he told him, like, yo, this is you and your seed. This is yours. He said, but y'all are rich. Guess what else he said? And I know the blasphemy. I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews. You know the blasphemy of them that say they are Jews in our land. Ashkenaz Jews and what's the Sapharian Jews. He know the dumbness. And I mean those that say they are Jews, but they only say they are Jews because they have our land. But they don't say they are Jews because they come from the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. They don't say they are. Remember, Jew was only short for a tribe, or even short for the southern kingdom, Judah. They only acknowledge one tribe, Judah. That's why they call themselves Jews, I guess. But what about the 12 tribes of Israel that we read in the same Revelation, the book of Revelation, when we go into the 12 gates, 144,000, 12,000 each gate. You know what I'm saying? Our people will go in these gates. You understand? And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogues of Satan. Yeah, we know there are synagogues of Satan. This is how we know we see the Pope just drop dead. He's gone. The next Pope, he's going to die too. And the one after that. But guess what? Our King lives. We serve the living God. Our king lives. I'm going to read one more too. Revelation 3 and 9. Same thing, tell them to the 7 churches. There's another one right here. Revelation 3 and 9. Say, behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews. They say they are Jews because they're in our land. They say they are Jews, but they're not connected to the bloodline of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We are. Which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. But they do lie. You understand? Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet. They will bow down to our feet. You understand? They will worship at our feet. You understand? And to know that I have loved thee. They will know that the Lord hates them that love us. They will know this. They will know this, and they will see this pretty soon. And they're starting to see it now because they dropping dead as they murderers. They ruling. And they think their power will never go away. The only way their power will go away, the same way it happened to Pharaoh. You understand? The same way it happened to Pharaoh when he dropped dead. His firstborn was dropping dead. The Most High God was dropping everybody because he loved us, Israel, not the world, but he was unaliving all of them. So when you start seeing our oppressors drop dead, Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua for them dying. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushua for them dropping dead. Because this is the only way that we will live. You understand? I'm going to because now after this, right, the Most High God told Jacob, yo, so your name is Israel. Your name is Israel now. You know what I'm saying? Prince of the power. He said, I'm going to give you this land that I promised your fathers. I'm going to give you the land that I promised Abraham and Isaac for you and your seed. At this time, listen, Jacob died in this land right here. Remember, Jacob asked Israel asked Joseph and them, hey, yo, take me to be buried with my father Isaac when he was dying. He said, take me to go get buried with my father. You understand? Not here in this land, but take me to get buried with my father. Listen, this is how you know that this land that was coming about, Jacob didn't get to see Israel himself. He was Israel himself, but he didn't get to see Israel at all. Think about that. Because then you'll understand that the land is not the same as the bloodline. Yeah, we took that land with blood, sweat, and tears. You understand? And we put our name up on it. The Most High God did that because that was ours. That was ours. Now America is not ours. I don't care. I don't give a heck what nobody says. We was born, even if we born in this strange land, but it's not our land at all. We have no rights here. That's why they be like, yo, we gotta fight for something. Even when people go to court, when these devils go to court, don't be surprised when they always win. When Zimmerman on the live, Trayvon Martin, people were surprised that he won. Knowing this truth, I understand why he won. Because the law was in place for him to win. And for us to not win. For us to get unalived. Like Jim Crow, nothing changed, man. Stop thinking, yo, I'm going to go vote for the same laws that is in place for me to die. This is the beauty of when we had our own land. We had our own laws in place for us to live and conquer. You understand? This is how David was so great. This is how Solomon was so great. When we go away from this, we become nothing. We become just like the world. We lose our strength. We lose our power. You understand? But when we got this, oh yeah, we take over the world. With this truth right here, we take back what the Most High God given us. Our land, our culture, our name. Because Israel is more than just a land. It's a name as well. His name, it was his name first. Because Israel never got into the land of Israel. You gotta really think about that, man. This is really heavy right there. So now I'm saying, oh yeah, I'm gonna drop down right here because so chapter 36, if you want to know about Esau and his bloodline, you'll see that it's nothing connected to Israel as well. But now I'm saying, let's see what else I got. I'm just gonna drop down to 50 real quick. Just give y'all a little summary, whatever. Genesis 50, 24. Book of Genesis chapter 50 and verse 24. Because now we gotta realize that after all this, right? This is how you know. This get to give you a little understanding how Moses even came about. This get you a little understanding how, you know what I'm saying, we was even in Egypt. You understand why we had to get out of there. You understand? And also give you understanding about the promise that the Most High God made with our forefathers. You understand? So I'm just going to read this real quick. So now we see the difference. You know what I'm saying? We already see how just a little backdrop would happen in between from 32 to 50 as well. Remember, Israel, which is so-called with Jacob first, and then we'll change to Israel. He blessed Jacob. He blessed Joseph as well. He blessed Joseph's 2 sons. You know what I'm saying? He blessed Manasseh and Ephraim. You know what I'm saying? And he told Joseph that your sons are just like mine, just as Reuben is. You understand? So this is why, like when you go into the northern kingdom and southern kingdom, we had, you know what I'm saying, Judah was, you know what I'm saying, pretty much the head tribe. You know what I'm saying? If you read about in the Book of Kings, you know that when it's separated, southern kingdom would be like Judah, Jews, so-called, Judah. In the northern kingdom, you'll see what's called like Ephraim or Israel. The only reason why it was Ephraim because Joseph. You know what I'm saying? That Ephraim and Manasseh got the inheritance of Joseph. And Ephraim he was blessed. Even though he was younger than Manasseh, Israel blessed Ephraim. You understand? So we're going to drop down to the book of Genesis chapter 50, verse 24. Because now I'm saying Jacob, Israel passed on. You know what I'm saying? Rachel and them passed on. You know what I'm saying? Isaac and Abraham gone. You know what I'm saying? Now it's the sons, everybody passing on. Now Joseph, this is what's going to happen to Joseph now. And Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you. This is what he's telling to our people, because he's like, yo, damn, we here. You know what I'm saying? We here now. And everybody is dying. We dying and oppressed. We oppressed and they dying and they dying. Joseph like, yo, damn, I couldn't fix it where I was before I died. But remember this. He said, yo, and Joseph said unto his brethren, I die, and God will surely visit you. This is what Joseph said. I die, and God will surely visit you and bring you out of this land unto the land which he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. We know Jacob, we just read how in in Genesis 35 and 12, when God promised Israel. Okay, remember he changed Jacob's name to Israel and said, yo, I'm going to give you the land that I promised to Abraham and Isaac. And now Joseph like, hold on. He's about to die. He like, yo, the Lord going to visit us. You understand? And he going to give us the land that he swore to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. That land that wasn't around yet, but Israel, the name was. The children of Israel was. You understand? His son, like Joseph said, he will visit again. You know what I'm saying? Verse 25, and Joseph took an oath of the children. Who he said, what's with all these people claiming to be the Israelites? That's our thing too. What's with all these fake people trying to say they're the Israelites, but not connected to Israel? Shalakia. This into my life, though. That's crazy. Shalakia, yo. You know, for someone he asked a question, so I went crazy on my live, though. So long story short, he was trying to ask why. What's he said? What's with all these people claiming to be Israelites? And then now they gonna let. You know what I'm saying when I don't know what's going on, but yeah, that's our thing. Why everybody was trying to take what's belonged to us? Nobody. They wasn't saying they was Israelites at all. Anyways, they say Jew, well, that's it. Nobody was saying they was children of Israel, though. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was wanting to take the claim of, you know what I'm saying, being the children of Israel because they don't even want to talk about the Old Testament. But nobody wanted to take it until we say it's us. You know what I'm saying? These are records. Amalek they don't even read the Torah. They go into the Talmud. They don't care about the Torah. I'm gonna say shout out to officer out of ISHBK Kalim, Tapasar. You know what I'm saying? He just went crazy and cut a whole, you know what I'm saying, Amalek. You know what I'm saying? Because Amalek was saying, yo, you can be whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. Be a homosexual. Live your life. Live your life. So Joseph was saying, like, yo, in verse 25. Hold on, let me go to the next one for y'all too. So I keep forgetting. Slakia. So he's saying like, yo, Slakia, he's still on here, but yeah, that's our thing too. What's up with all these people claiming to be? Nobody was claiming to be Israelites anyway. They were just saying they're Jews. We saying we're the 12 tribes of Israel, so-called Black Latino Americans. We take the whole culture back. We ain't gonna just take a piece. We want it all back. But yeah, it's the book of Genesis chapter 50, verse 25. It said, and Joseph took an oath of the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and he shall carry up my bones from hence. Verse 26. So Joseph died, being 110 years old, and they embalmed him, and he was put in a coffin in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So this is what happened. You know what I'm saying? When Isaac, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the 12 sons, they all died. You know what I'm saying? They died. Joseph died at 110 years old. You know what I'm saying? So now, children and children, they start having children. Now we see how we get to Moses. You know what I'm saying? It was a threat on Moses' life too. Remember, every Hebrew boy, every Israelite boy, unalive them. You know what I'm saying? Kill them. This is why Moses was hidden. So I'm gonna pull up another scripture real quick. I'll probably do a part 2 next week, whatever. I'm just gonna piggyback on what Joseph just said in Genesis 50 real quick. He said, yo, the Lord, my Lord, the children of Israel, God is going to visit you. He said that. Joseph said that before he died. You know what I'm saying? Because we just read how there was no Israel yet. We just read how Jacob got his name, man. He was blessed with that name. The Most High God told him too in Genesis 35 and 12. Yo, your name is no longer Jacob. Man. First, the angel told him in Genesis 32. He wrestled him. Oh, get it on. Let's get it on. Wasn't backing down. And the angel like, yo, let me go. And Jacob like, yo, I'm not letting you go till you bless me. And he blessed him with Israel, prince of the power. You know what I'm saying? So as time went on, we see what happened. Most like God told him, like, yo, I'm gonna give you the land that I promised Abraham and Isaac. Israel died. Everybody died. Before Joseph died, he told his brethren in Genesis 50, 23 to 26. He said, yo, I died, God will surely visit you. And made an oath for the children of Israel, as he said. You know what I'm saying? The Lord will surely visit you. So he didn't go visit everybody else. Remember, we was in captivity here. So I'm gonna read Exodus 2 and 23 real quick. I'll probably end it with that. Because what Joseph said, yo, the Lord's gonna surely visit you. And now you'll understand what happens when the Most High God when he came when he actually visited us. You know what I'm saying? When he went to Moses. You know what I'm saying? You'll actually see what was going on when he went to Moses. And told Moses, yo, go back. You feel me? Go back and go to the elders first. He said, go to the elders first. Go to the men that know first, because the elders know. Like, same thing. Go to the men above us now. Like Commander General Hanna, all the generals and the captains and the officers. Go to us so that we could be like, yo, yeah, we know about this. Because the elders knew what Joseph said. Just like we know what was prophesied. The prophets, when the disciples seen Christ, they knew that what the prophets already prophesied, that Christ was going to come and save his people. Matthew 1 and 21. So, you know what I'm saying? He's going to come and save us from our sins. You know what I'm saying? Sons, what? What is sins? 1 John 3 and 4, the transgression of the law. The law was only given to who? The children of Israel. You understand? So I'm going to read this real quick. It's the book of Exodus, chapter 2, verse 23. And it came to pass in process of time that the king of Egypt died, and the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage. The children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage. Not everybody else. Everybody want to include themselves into our salvation. Everybody want to include themselves into us being saved, you know what I'm saying, by Christ. But nobody want to include themselves into our bondage. Nobody want to include themselves in our captivity, into us having nothing, being beaten and destroyed. Nobody want to include themselves in that at all. But now when we say, yo, Christ, when he come back, he's going to destroy all y'all. It's how he's going to be King of Kings and Lords of Lords. You understand? Now they want to be like, hold on, he's coming for all of us. No, he's going to destroy y'all. And the children of Israel sighed by reason of bondage, and they cried, and their cry came up unto God by reason of the bondage. Verse 24, and God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob, which we know as Israel. This is before the land was even came about yet. You understand? He remembered the covenant that he had with us. So Joseph told us, like, yo, surely our God gonna visit us. And when we cried up right there, the Lord heard it. Same way right now. When we send our cries up to destroy our oppressor and unalive them all, the Lord hears it. You understand? Verse 24, and God heard their groaning, and God remembered his covenant with Abraham, with Isaac, and with Jacob. Let's see what he said in verse 25. And God looked upon the children of Israel, and God had respect unto them. You understand? This is before the land, before we got our land, before there was a land. We came from the man, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Jacob is Israel, prince of the power. You know what I'm saying? And with that, you know what I'm saying? Probably go a little bit more next week. But Shalom Yahabashim Shabbat Thumb to the brothers, Yahabashim Thumb Bashim Shah to the sisters. It's law class. Love y'all. We out.